An exciting new feature in My District Builder is that it now contains the current 2010 census data. That means that you can use the same population information that the legislators will be using as they redraw Florida's political boundaries. The purpose of this video is to show you a number of ways to use this new data. The first of which is now you can find out the ideal population for each district on a given map. For this example, I'm pretending I'm drawing with a state house district map, and you can find the population that's ideal for each district here below on the grid. Under Population Deviation, or PopDev, you can see the ideal population for a state house district is 156,677 people. As you're building a district, you'll see that number go up and down depending on what you're doing. An exciting feature of My District Builder is now you can find out how many people live in a specific area of the state. As an example, we're going to look at voting districts, or VTDs, which were established by each county's supervisor of elections to keep neighborhoods cohesive in the voting and redistricting process. So we're going to go over here on the left-hand side and select VTD. Then all of those boundaries for this particular area of the map, which is a zoomed-in version of an area of Hillsborough County, and you'll now see all of the VTDs have now appeared. So we want to find out how many people live in each voting district. So the way to do that is to come over here to the right onto the label section of My District Builder. What we're going to do is select Total Population 2010, which has already been highlighted, and then we're going to click on Show Labels. What this will do is then the yellow number of the actual population will appear in each voting district. As an example here in this particular voting district here, which is some of the Causeway and other area there, the population is 1,549. Another feature on My District Builder is that you can actually use the shading portion to show who and where specific people live. As an example, what we're going to do is we're going to look at the percentage of voting age populations persons of Hispanic descent in the 2010 census. So the way to do that is the first thing we're going to do is turn off the labels, and then the VTD boundaries will still stay in place. We're going to look at the same area of the state, and what we're going to do here is you can see on this next area here on the shading portion of the application, there are a ton, literally a ton of different types of information that you can look at when drawing districts and building a map. In this particular one, again, we're going to look at the percentage of Hispanics of voting age population in 2010. So to do this, what we're going to do is click on this box here and make sure that little area is also in green to show the shading. Okay, so now what it's done is it also has shown this little bar here, and what this does, it kind of sets up the parameters of what you want shaded. As it's set right now, what it would shade is any voting district that has 50% or greater of that, again, that percentage of Hispanics of voting age population. So we're going to leave that alone, but you can move that bar up and down on the screen to go from 0 to 100. So the next step to do now is to hit Show Shading, and then the actual shading will appear. As you look at the shading here, as it's closer towards the purples and blues, that means that that particular voting district is more closer to the 50 range, whereas if it's shaded closer to the red color, that's more of the 100. So what we're going to do now is show you a new feature within My District Builder that will enable you to build those shaded portions with just a few simple clicks. So what we're going to do is we're going to pretend that we are going to build a district, and let's say we're going to build District 2, just as an example. Okay, so now what we need to do, we need to make sure that we're in VTD when we're in our building here. Obviously you can build with counties or blocks, but since we're viewing the map in VTD, we want to also build with VTDs. You'll see that when you do that, this build shaded portion has appeared. This will enable you to, in one click, to build all of these shaded portions within the map into the district in one click. Once you do that and the application performs that function, you'll now see that those shaded VTDs have kind of shown up in a little bit of a different color, which is the color established for District 2. So now what we can do is let's take these voting district boundaries off, and you can see that the district has now appeared. Now obviously this district has some problems with contiguity and other issues, but those would be fixed through the building process. You can also see down here on the grid that by that single click, you've included 77,434 people into this specific district, whereas you have 79,243 people left to go to build that district. For more information, go to floridaredistricting.org.